This is for my moms in their 40s, alrighty? So I opened up a while back and I posted how, like, I had put myself out there when it came to dating, especially in your 40s, right? And I got, like, a lot of moms who were saying, like, no, you should give up, you know, you can't find love out there, especially in your 40s, or these men aren't right. And here's what I've got to say. I'm quite proud of myself, for starters, because I did put myself out there and I tried out a relationship. And something that I've learned is we can't be so scared that we don't actually get into a relationship. I get, like, people who are like, oh, okay, so your relationship didn't work out again. You failed again. No. How do we expect to know how to date or know how to find the person we want if we don't go out there and actually try to figure it out? How? I'm going to tell you right now, my parents didn't raise me with the intent for me to get married. They didn't say, you know what, mija, let me give you the tools necessary for you to learn how to make a marriage work. You know what they told me? Don't get with anybody. Be by yourself. Men are bad. All these negative things. And I could stay in that mindset and in that fear and be like, yeah, they're right. But no, I get to decide who I want. And it's not about failure. It's actually about figuring this shit out. And if you genuinely want love and someone who's going to be your partner and go through this thing called life with you, you're entitled to look for that, right? And I get it. Like, we're scared. I think that's ultimately what it is as women, we get a little scared that we're going to get burned, that we're going to put our feelings out there and they're not going to be reciprocated. And that's okay. That is the risk you take, though, to finding that person. And I will say that as a 43-year-old woman, I'm proud of myself for knowing now where it is that I want to go. And I know, like, so many people who, like, I've talked to already about this, they're like, really, you moved in so fast, what were you thinking? And it's like, so you wanted me to wait a year before we actually realized that maybe we weren't really compatible or things just weren't going to work out? Like, I should have waited a full-blown year? No. I'm jumping in, going at 100 miles with my own life. And even though this individual couldn't give me what I needed in return, it's okay, because it taught me to talk to him. It taught me that my throat chakra is opening the fuck up. Because before, you know what I used to do? I would stay quiet. I wouldn't say a damn thing. Now, I speak up. When I say I need something, I speak up. Because that person's not going to know. And I have to also ask them, are you able to give me this in return? And if they say they can't, that's okay. And I think that's the part that a lot of us don't like, that when we go to our partner and they say they can't give us what we want in return, we're like, oh, well, I guess I better lower what I want. I guess I better drop my standards. No, why do we do that? Because we're always going to have that feeling of void and emptiness. Like, there's more out there. There's more out there. And something I've realized is it's okay for people to be on two separate paths. It's okay to talk about these things. And sometimes as women, we fall in love with someone's potential, but that's not who they are at the time. And they might not ever even see it. And that's where, now that I'm older, I'm being intentional with where I'm going. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to just settle. I don't want to just live this life on repeat. I want more. I've seen what I can do, between flipping homes and starting all these businesses, and I've seen what I can do. But what's hard is when you don't have that boost, that person who's like, hey, fuck, you're doing an amazing job. Keep it going. Let's sit down. Let's talk about where we're going. I need that. And it's crazy. As an Aries, people don't understand. Like, I've got that fire under my ass, and I love going out there and seeing what the fuck I can accomplish with my life. And when I don't have someone like that supporting me in my everyday life through the good and the bad, then it's like I can't hold back anymore. And I've realized it's okay if someone's not where I'm at, but it's not okay for me to sacrifice my life and my happiness to wait for them to get there, because they might never get there. And I know my level of understanding and spirituality doesn't always flow with everybody. And I'm like, there's more. Like, I'm out here talking to moms and showing them that, like, there's more to just being a mom. You don't have to live with limited resources. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck like I did. Like, that is part of my mission. My mission is to help these women heal and see their potential, and just how much age doesn't stop us, and someone else's limitations doesn't stop us either. And as a girl who was pregnant at 16 and everybody said, like, you're fucked, you're never going to do anything with your life, I'm like, man, I did tons of shit with my life. And I'm like, at 43, I'm not even done. Like, I'm barely getting started. But here's what I want to say. Stop being scared. Alrighty? Just drop the judgment. Go out there. Like, there's so many women who are like, you know what? We want that man. How bad do you want him then? He's not going to come knocking on your door, mija. Like, come on. That would creep us the fuck out. If I'm realistic. But what does he look like? What does he feel like? How does he treat you? We don't put any thought or effort into that. And I tell so many moms who tell me, Martita, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm like, where is that? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, you got to see where that is before you can complain that you're not where you want to be. And we're over here expecting for everything to flow on the first try, whether it's relationships, businesses, and any venture that we do. We're not going to appreciate the journey if we just get there overnight. Alrighty. And we have to experience all those emotions. And it's funny because Nipsey said it in one of his songs, and I used to listen to that song when I was in my lowest moments, and I'm like, he's right. We can't experience love without being heartbroken. We can't experience compassion without the opposite. Like, we have to experience one thing, whether it hurts us, to experience the other and to appreciate it. And I think sometimes we forget that because we are people of feelings. And I just want you to know that there's no right or wrong way. But don't sell yourself short. Don't lower your value to fit someone else's price bracket in anything, whether it's their mindset financially or physically, anything. Don't do that, because you will resent that person. And I know when I approached the person who I was with, I was just like, where do you see us? Like, what are your goals? And when he said, I'm just taking it day by day, I said, I can't live like that. And I was called selfish, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being called selfish because I can't love someone else if I don't love myself. I can't take care of anybody else. I'd be bullshitting myself if I said I could love someone else if I didn't love myself or care for myself first. And I care so much about this person that they deserve someone who's on that day by day basis, because I'm not. I'm not there. And they deserve that. Just like I deserve, what I want. But I want to throw that out there. If you're in your 40s, don't fucking give up. Don't stop seeing it as, oh my gosh, here's another failed. No, 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 no. Take accountability. Like, this is you getting to put yourself out there and create what you want. You just got to be intentional and ask yourself, what is it that you want? All right. And you got to be forgiving and do everything from a place of love. That is something that I've learned. Just takes you so much farther. Alrighty, let's get through this thing.